Welcome to Buzz's Retirement Garage. What do you do on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. while it's raining? That was a question posed by a commenter on one of my videos a while back, and he asked that question. What do you do on a Tuesday at 1 o'clock when it's raining? And I just thought that was an interesting question, and we're going to tackle that today in Buzz's Retirement Garage. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Cleveland. Strung along a couple good days. Today it's not a cloud in the sky, probably into the 70s now, so I'm outside doing all my stuff. But so again, back to the subject. What do you do when it's raining? So that can come into what do you do in the cold weather? What do you do when you can't be outside or you don't want to be outside? What are some of the things you can do? And a lot of this has been talked about already, but I just wanted to bring up a couple more points in a little bit of a different fashion. So one thing that everybody talks about is decluttering, right? So when you get a chance and you're sitting inside and it's either wintertime or it's a Tuesday 1 o'clock and it's raining, don't leave that junk for your wife or your husband or your children or the antique dealer. I used to follow, there was a, looking at my paper here, there still is, a website called estatesales.net. And I look at that, and I'm sure some of it is orchestrated by the people themselves because they just don't know how to deal with it. So they pick up the phone, they call somebody, and they say, come in and sell my stuff. That's one way to do it. There's been others who the kids just say, hey, my last parent died, whatever, and we need to get rid of this stuff before we could sell the house. And that's kind of a pain for them to have to do that. So anything we can do to lessen the aggravation that they're going to have is probably a good thing. Now, I'm not saying, go minimalistic and go to bare nothing. I'm just saying that, stuff you haven't had or, haven't done anything with that's, 5, 10, 15 years, and you're just collecting. And I know we still have a lot of stuff ourselves that we're collecting for no reason. We've still got stuffed animals from the kids. We just haven't parted with them yet. So, those are type of things that, yeah, they're the childhood memories from our children, and it's hard to part with, but they don't want the stuff. So maybe it's time to move on from that. But anyway, check out estatesales.net. Might be an idea. Maybe you should sell your stuff. It's in all states. Take a look at that. I don't know any more about them than what I just told you, but you can do your due diligence. And there's many other companies out there that do that type of thing too, but something to look at. Paint. I have this for wintertime. I have this thing I'm going to do. And when paint goes on sale, now I've looked at Consumer Reports and I've looked at a couple other places, and there's a guy that does a video, I think he's out of Canada. He does home improvement, and I wish I knew his name off the top of my head, but I wasn't even going to say this. It just came to mind. But he does some videos online about different, and one of the things he did was different paints. And he painted on a wall, 5 different paints. And there was some good paints that he really liked, and so I identified those, and I'm going to wait till they go on sale. And I have part of my living room I want to do, but to do part of the living room, I've got to take everything off the wall, the console with the TV. It's a big job, so it's probably more for a winter job. But get the paint in advance. Wait till it goes on sale. Buy the gallon or 2 gallons that you need, or 3 gallons, whatever. Get it on sale. Get all your stuff and just set it in the corner. Then when the inspiration hits, or when you do have a couple rainy days, or you do have in the winter time. Now I don't like to paint in the winter because I like to leave the windows open when I'm painting. Summertime or spring, fall would be better for that, but you get the point. You know, just have your stuff available and sitting there. Okay, so that could be something to do at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday when it's raining. The freezer. Grandma's pocketbook. I want to look this up and make sure I got her. Yeah, Grandma's pocketbook. She's really come a long way in her YouTube videos, and she actually went a different direction than I thought. She's actually done some stuff that I'm really impressed with. We'll get to that in a second. But with your freezer, and I know we're not doing this either, and we should be. Take your freezer and pull everything out, write everything down on a piece of paper that you have, and try to, you know, hopefully you've dated the stuff that you put in your freezer, or there's a date on it. If you bought some meat and you froze it, you know, how long's it been in the freezer? Has it been there for 6 months, a year, 5 years, 50 years? You get the point. Write it all down, and then maybe put it on a spreadsheet or however you want to do it. And every time you go to make a meal or prepare a meal and you have something that's you know, a year old, I don't like to keep anything more than a year if we can help it, but plan on meals based on what's in that freezer, because you want to use it up, my opinion, within a year or less. So if you have a list, freezer list with dates on it, you can see what you need to get, what you need to do, what meal you could plan off of that. So that's a good thing to do on a rainy day. Just pull that stuff out. Won't take that long. Put it back in, reorganize it, and you have a list. And every time you use it, just cross it off, or go on your spreadsheet, cross it off, however you do it. But that's a good idea too, so that nothing stays in there too long. My daughter, she's a firefighter in Cleveland, so she would say this is a good time to review your smoke alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors. Hopefully you have them in your home. We take them for granted a lot. Now remember, in one of my past videos, I lost a coworker to a house fire. I don't know the details. I never asked if they had working smoke alarms. I don't know. But, you know, could that have helped save him? Again, I don't know, but it certainly wouldn't have hurt. So most smoke detectors have a 10-year life. I know I have one that's going on 11 years right now, and I know Costco has a combination of carbon monoxide and smoke detector. You get a 2-pack. It was on sale for like 50 bucks or 53, something like that. I did not buy it, but I'm going to go that route and probably buy a couple that are combination smoke alarm, carbon monoxide, just to have them and change out my outdated ones. I'm pretty good with batteries, but maybe during that rainy day or that one of those wintertime days, review that stuff, because it's just the right thing to do. And any ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? On top of that, take a look at your dryer. If you have an electric or gas dryer, you have that lint. Okay, now this may be part of an outside job, because if you can, you want to change out or at least clean out your dryer vent leading from your dryer to the outside. People just don't think about that enough, and all of a sudden they'll say, hey, my dryer isn't drying very well, what's wrong with it? Well, in my case, I know my wife kept getting on me about it, and we had quite a bit of lint. It was trapped near the dryer, but I redid the whole thing with the nice pipe, you know, instead of the foil type dryer vent. We had a long route to go, so I went and piped it with the right stuff, and then I put a junction in the middle of the run so that I can easily take that apart and push out the rest of that. Now I'll just use my blower. I'll just take my blower and put it through there, and that's good enough. But you should do that, really you should do that once a year. So maybe on that rainy day, or maybe one day during the winter, clean out that dryer vent. Get that thing, cleaned out. That's going to prevent fires. It's going to help. It's going to help to keep your clothes dried faster, the way the machine was intended to work. And read. I mean, that's an easy one, right? So I got this. I got this, The Complete History of World War II. This is a book. You see how thick this is and how old it is, right? But this was written and copyrighted in 1945, so everything was fresh. This was done by a guy named Miller, last name Miller. And I am a history buff, so I like watching Steve's Retirement Corner. He has another channel called Steve's Corner, and he'll go to the Civil War sites because he's in Virginia, and he'll go to the Civil War sites and he'll do a quick video. The Bermuda 100 was one of the ones he did, and that stuff is fascinating to me. World War II, Korea. My father-in-law was in Korea. My stepfather was in World War II. He was in the 101st Airborne and got shot down, or got shot in the shoulder as a paratrooper, and he was shot in the shoulder. And it didn't get to talk too much about it because, when you're 9, 10 years old, you don't really think about it. And then, of course, my parents divorced when I was about 15, 16 from my stepfather. So we really didn't get a chance to talk too much about his wartime. But it just interests me a lot. And going back to Grandma's pocketbook, she's the one that she's doing the freezer, where she's taking the meals and planning it off of what she had in her freezer, because she's on a low budget, taking Social Security, and she's just trying to make ends meet every week, every month. But she did a fantastic video, and I just it was out probably a week ago. It is fantastic if you love history. It was called My Mother's Childhood Story, Fleeing from East Prussia and the Red Army. She did such a great job on it. I even told her today, I said, PBS or somebody should pick that up and actually broadcast it, because I thought she did a really, really good job. Like I said, her channel surprises me every day, the things she comes up with. But Grandma's Pocketbook, if you get a chance, check her out. If you love history, check out that story that she did on her mom. Super, super good. So anyway, what do you do on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. when it's raining? Anything you want. But these are some ideas. Anyway, Buzz's Retirement Garage. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.